One Zambia, one nation. Good evening and welcome to the main news on Millennium TV. We take a look at the stories that have made headlines. Farmers in NAKONDE district are selling 50 kilogram bags of maize between 120 and 150 kwacha. Government to commission the 102 million litre fuel depot in Lusaka West. 1 acre fund plans to support 100,000 smallholder farmers with improved seeds, fertilizer and training by 2030. Government says it will not allow the withdrawal of defilement cases. MATERO MP SAMPA says Zambians have realized that former President EDGAR LUNGU offered better leadership than the UPND administration. In international news, Congo's rebel-held COLTAN mines continue to pump oil for world's technology. And in sports, Heath conferred with fellow COSAFA presidents. And now for the news in details, my name is Makiwe Sempongwe. Farmers in NAKONDE district are reportedly selling their maize between 120 and 150 kwacha for a 50 kilogram bag. And Small Farmers Development Association SAFADA chairperson Boyd Mombwe says the situation is worrying because farmers are selling maize at a loss. Mr. Mombwe says the situation possesses risk to household food security because most of the farmers are likely to sell all of their maize just for them to sustain their livelihoods. In an interview, Mr. Mombwe says government needs to intervene in this matter because if nothing is done, the briefcase buyers will mop up all the maize from small-scale farmers who are the majority contributors to the national food security. He indicated that there is need for the Food Reserve Agency, FRA, to announce on time the floor price in order to stop the exploitation of farmers by briefcase buyers. In a related development, 1 Acre Fund has signed a memorandum of understanding with the National Assembly to build capacity on issues of climate change. According to Luke Vilijon, the country director of 1 Acre Fund, the purpose of the MOU is to collaborate in strengthening Zambia's climate adaptation for smallholder farmers who are on the front line of climate change. Mr. Vilijon says through the MOU, 1 Acre Fund seeks to be a practical partner by equipping lawmakers with tools, data and partnerships needed to sharpen climate-smart laws and deepen community engagement. He further highlighted that 1 Acre Fund wants to put farmers first in Zambia, hence its program aims to support over 100,000 smallholder farmers with improved seeds, fertilizers and training by 2030.
As a small token of our support for this inspiring initiative, 1 Acre Fund is proud to contribute 2,000 soil health, nitrogen-fixing trees called musangu to the National Assembly. We hope this contribution affirms our commitment to the Speaker's call and encourages even more citizens to plan for the future. This partnership also speaks directly to the National Assembly Strategic Plan of 2022 to 26, which lists climate change as a key risk while promoting the green environment. Through this MOU that we will sign today, we seek to be a practical partner in that mission by equipping MPs with the tools, data, and partnership needed to shape climate-smart laws and deepen community engagement. The purpose of this MOU is clear: to collaborate in strengthening Zambia's climate adaptation, particularly for smallholder farmers who are on the front lines of climate change. Together, we will invest in knowledge sharing, capacity building, and policy dialogue, including through technical briefings, joint workshops, and leveraging platforms like Parliament TV and radio to reach communities with life-changing information.
Meanwhile, the Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Green Economy, Daut Chibamba, has challenged members of Parliament to plant trees in order to participate in the fight against climate change.
1,000 trees in the constituency. Now, if you add those numbers, how many trees are we going to have at the end of the day? How much carbon dioxide are we going to capture at the end of the day? And what impact are we going to make on the problem of climate change in terms of finding the solution? It's huge. 1 acre, familiar faces, we talk every day. I'm happy that you're extending this partnership, especially the focus on the farmer in your other areas. I think that is key, because all the deforestation that we talk about happens at the small scale farmer level. It happens in the constituencies. So if we are to deal with the problem, we must deal with the constituents, in which case the Honourable Member of Parliament for each constituency becomes our centre, our focal point in terms of galvanizing the communities and spreading this message to everybody. I'm very confident that with this kind of partnership, we are going to make great progress. So it's not my show today, and I didn't know I was going to talk, but with those few remarks, I thank all of you.
Now, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Energy, Peter Mumba, says he has announced that preparations are underway for the commissioning of the state-of-the-art fuel storage depot in Lusaka West. The Permanent Secretary says the construction of the multi-million kwacha facility was successfully completed in 2024. Mr. Mumba says government is currently finalizing discussions with contractors to pave the way for the commissioning process, which will include both cold and hot commissioning phases in the coming weeks. Mr. Mumba says the Lusaka West Depot boasts a total storage capacity of 102 million litres, making it one of the largest fuel storage facilities in the region. He says once commissioned, it will significantly enhance Zambia's fuel security, increase national stockholding capacity, and improve the overall efficiency and resilience of the petroleum supply chain. Mr. Mumba says in addition that the facility will ease the distribution of fuel across the country by reducing logistical bottlenecks and supporting a more reliable and timely supply of petroleum products. He says this strategic investment is also central to the implementation of the Tazama Pipeline Open Access Framework, which is designed to liberalize the use of the pipeline and storage infrastructure. He says by allowing multiple players to access and utilize the system, the framework will promote transparency, competition, and private sector participation in the petroleum subsector.
Is that we are so grateful that we could come to see for ourselves what is taking place at this new Lusaka depot. Indeed, this is a very big investment, and we can't afford to, fold our hands when things are not going well. We want to see to it that very soon this is put to good use. We want to see to it that the hot commissioning is done. After the hot commissioning, then we can start making use of this facility. It's very important. We have been talking of the open access to Tazama pipeline. With that, we want to see to it that we provide enough room for the products. Here we have storage for petrol, storage for diesel, and storage for kerosene. I think we need to make use of all these as soon as possible in order for us to be on a good footing as far as petroleum is concerned.
Now, Zambia Railways Limited says the ongoing Africa Rail Conference in Johannesburg, South Africa, presents a valuable opportunity for Zambia to engage with key industry players and forge strategic partnerships aimed at enhancing the country's railway system. Delegates have gathered at the African Rail Conference in Johannesburg to explore solutions and drive transformation within the railway sector. The event, which brings together leading railway operators, investors, policymakers, and technology providers from across the continent and beyond, provides a strategic platform for ZRL to pursue partnerships aimed at revitalizing Zambia's rail transport sector. Managing Director Cuthbert Malindi says the Zambian delegation has engaged in high-level discussions and networking sessions with key stakeholders in the railway industry sector, and says the conference is a good platform for industry stakeholders to discuss and shape the future of rail across the continent. Mr. Malindi emphasized that a robust rail network is key to reducing logistical costs, boosting trade, and unlocking Zambia's economic potential. He said the company's participation in the conference will facilitate the acquisition of knowledge essential for enhancing operational efficiency and advancing infrastructure development. He says that by engaging with regional and international potential partners, the company outlined key investment opportunities in infrastructure development, rolling stock, and signaling systems in the company's strategic business plan. Now, Minister of Small and Medium Enterprise Elias Mubanga says more Zambians have now opted to use mobile money as opposed to traditional banking services. And Mr. Mubanga says the mode of money transaction strengthening the government's ability to operate transparently and efficiently, stating that it reduces the risk associated with handling cash, minimizes corruption, and ensures public funds reach the intended beneficiaries. Speaking during the Zamtel Mobile Money Agent Conference in Lusaka today, he said the mode money transaction has also made it easy, the mobile money transaction has also made it easy, especially for the small and medium enterprises to operate and connect with new markets. Speaking at the same event, Zamtel Mobile Board Chairperson Jason Mwanza said the company is committed to supporting government's agenda of financial inclusion. Meanwhile, Zamtel Money Managing Director Comfort Nyondo emphasized the importance of embracing innovation to strengthen the mobile money ecosystem.
Small and Medium Enterprise Minister Elias Mubanga today officially launched the Money Agent Conference that was held at the Mulungushi Conference Center under the theme Scoring a Cashless Future. He says the theme resonates deeply with him because it captures a vision of progress that is not only timely but essential for Zambia's growth.
You know, these empowerment funds within government, settings, and would like to reach out to our brothers and sisters who are actually, especially when I talk about the agricultural sector, 60% it's our small-scale farmers living in our rural settings.
Speaking at the same event, Zamtel Money Managing Director Comfort Nyondo has emphasized the importance of embracing innovation to strengthen the mobile money ecosystem. She has highlighted that Zamtel already works closely with government programs such as the Farmer Input Supply Program, FISP, Cash for Work, Social Cash Transfer, and FRA collections partnerships that have simplified payment systems and improved transparency in service delivery.
Today's conference will guide us in embracing next generation technologies and reinforce our protocols to protect the interests of our customers and our agents alike. We will discuss crucial topics such as fraud prevention, regulatory compliance, and effective growth strategies so that we ensure we continue to operate in a safe place with integrity and transparency, especially that the environment that we operate within is very dynamic and keeps changing.
Meanwhile, Mobile Money Board Chairperson Jason Mwanza says mobile money has transformed the financial landscape in developing countries like Zambia. He says it has opened doors to countless opportunities for economic empowerment and greater financial access, especially for those who have long excluded from traditional banking systems.
It is important to note that mobile money has significantly improved financial access for rural population where traditional banking services are scarce. Today we have come to witness and realize that far more Zambians live within walking distance of an agent than of a bank.
Mwaka Mwansa, reporting for Millennium News in Lusaka.
Now, Minister of Tourism Rodney Sikumba has met with South African Vice President Shipokosa Paulas Mashatile on the sidelines of the ongoing African Travel Indaba in Durban, South Africa, to showcase Zambia's tourism successes. Their discussion focused on advancing regional tourism, collaboration, and highlighting Zambia's remarkable achievements in the tourism sector. Mr. Sikumba emphasized Zambia's commitment to sustainable tourism growth, highlighting tourism as a bridge that connects nations, and called for closer collaboration with South Africa to enhance tourism opportunities. The minister highlighted key milestones that position Zambia as a premium Africa destination. He further extended an invitation to global buyers and investors to attend the Zambia Travel Expo ZATEX on June 5, 2025, describing it as a golden opportunity to experience the country's world-class hospitality. He expressed optimism about the potential for increased tourism and economic growth through international partnerships. And South African Vice President Mashatile commended the Zambian government for strides in developing the tourism sector. Later, Mr. Sikumba met with the Minister of Tourism from Angola, Marcio Daniel, and the two ministers agreed to host a business-to-business B2B forum for tourism operators from Angola and Zambia. This event will take place in Zambia from June 1st to 7th with the goal of fostering joint ventures between the tourism sectors. Mr. Daniel said he looked forward to working with the Ministry of Tourism. He said this initiative will mark a historic opportunity to strengthen the bilateral ties between Zambia and Angola and serve as a launching point for promoting regional tourism. Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security Jack Mwimbu says government will never allow the withdrawal of defilement cases once they have been reported to the police. Mr. Mwimbu notes that with recent statistics from the Zambian Police Service indicating a disturbing surge in reported cases of sexual violence against minors, defilement cannot be treated as a negotiable or private dispute. He says the reported 29% rise in teenage pregnancies among girls aged 15 years and above, according to the latest national data, reflects the growing vulnerability of Zambia's young girls and the recent need for decisive action. Mr. Mwimbu highlighted that the government was also fully aware of the growing demand from stakeholders for stiffer penalties against those who commit such heinous crimes, and his office was working closely with law enforcement agencies to ensure all perpetrators are brought to justice and victims are supported and protected. He says through the National Forensic Science and Biometrics Department, the Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security has invested substantial resources to aid law enforcement agencies precisely investigating those defilement cases. Now, Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary for Donor Coordination, George Sinyangwe, today launched the African Vaccination Week. This year's event is being held under the theme Immunization for All is Humanly Possible, celebrating 50 years of EPI. Dr. Sinyangwe says the program aims to keep immunization high on the national and regional agendas through advocacy and partnerships, while promoting delivery of other life-saving interventions.
About recognizing the multi-partner initiative, drawing the strength from robust collaboration across the organization, across sectors, and across borders. Immunization can succeed if we maintain that partnership, if we maintain the collaboration, health, education, youth working together. But also disease has no borders. We need to engage on the cross-border. Over the years, this joint effort has shown the power of partnership and collaboration in increasing access to vaccines and expanding immunization services. I'm glad to hear Zambia is increasing its commitment, increasing its co-financing to vaccines. Thank you, Your Excellency. This year is no different. We need that strong partnership. In the spirit of this partnership, the government has worked closely and continue to engage with all the key and technical financial partners to ensure that vaccines reach each and every eligible child.
Now, MATERO Member of Parliament SAMPA says many Zambians have now realized that former President EDGAR Lungu offered better leadership than that of the UPND administration. Mr. SAMPA says the many people he has engaged have complained bitterly about the UPND style of leadership, which has failed to change the welfare of the Zambians. He says many of them have regretted voting out Mr. Lungu.
Like human beings, you know, we are dynamic in nature. We are kinetic energy. We are not static. A simple example at home, if you eat chicken, and that's what was happening when Edgar Lungu was there. Zambians were eating chicken. So when the election came, we said, tuanaka na yo chicken. Let's try rep Chibwa. So that's what now they brought President HH. Now it's Chibwa rep. They say, chicken was better. Same in the US, who is Edgar Lungu? Same in the USA. They had voted out Trump in 2020, and after 4 years they realized, he's better than Biden. They brought him back. So the people have realized that the enemy you know is better than this one you thought that was better. Where there is a will, there is a way. The Zambians have realized Edgar Lungu borrowed and did the roads, did the flyover bridges, built the schools, built hospitals. These people in 4 years, they've borrowed more than what PF borrowed in 10 years. What Michael Sat and Edgar Lungu, where the money went.
Now, UPND Media Director Mark Simue says the new Dawn administration has managed to complete most of the projects they started since ascending to power in 2021. Speaking at a media briefing in Lusaka today, Mr. Simue has highlighted how the road network on the Copper Belt has been developed even in the areas where some projects were left halfway by the previous regime. He noted that about 25% of the Lusaka-Ndola dual carriageway, which is considered as one of the key economic roads, has been completed. And Masangano Fisenge Road to Luansha has been completed. Mr. Simue says the development has brought about empowerment for the citizens and local businesses. He says these projects have been done despite not getting financial aid or loans.
The United Party for National Development UPND says most of the roads projects under their leadership have been completed. Speaking to journalists this morning, UPND Media Director Mark Simue says President Hakainde Hichilema is committed to seeing the roads project on the Copper Belt done. He says despite the PF borrowing much money for the roads project, nothing was seen under their government as compared to the UPND government. Mr. Simuwe has announced that each of the Copperbelt's 22 districts has been allocated 3.1 million kwacha for township roads under the Constituency Development Fund, CDF.
It is our considered view that the UPND leadership, under the leadership of President HH, have been very much instrumental and consistent with the campaign promises for the people of the Copper Belt. First of all, through their linkage to Lusaka, under the Lusaka Ndola Dual Carriageway. You may recall that in our previous on-site visit, we only went for a considerable distance of kilometers to appreciate what is being done. And we have been advised and guided that so far they have around 25% of the project has been done.
Reporting for Millennium TV News, Liumbo Josh.
Now, youths from Mandevo constituency have expressed their readiness to participate in a planned protest scheduled for Friday, May 16, and are demanding an end to the theft of medical drugs from public health institutions. According to Rabson Wheeler, the youth chairperson for the Socialist Party in Mandevo, the protest is a response to the persistent issue of drug pilferage, which he said was severely affecting the healthcare delivery. In a statement, he stated that many patients at Chipata Level 1 Hospital, which serves thousands of residents, are being forced to purchase medication from private pharmacies due to shortages in the facility, when in fact the medicines are being stolen. Mr. Miller stated that the peaceful demonstration is being organized to protect citizens from preventable deaths resulting from the lack of essential drugs in hospitals. He further criticized the government for protecting individuals involved in these corrupt practices and called on authorities to take immediate action based on information previously disclosed by the U.S. Ambassador to Zambia, Michael Gonzalez. He stressed that delays in prosecuting high-ranking officials implicated in corruption were tantamount to aiding and abating criminal activities. The protest, he emphasized, was not only a political issue, but a humanitarian one aimed at safeguarding the lives of ordinary citizens who rely on public health care services. We take a look at international news. Deep in the green hills of Masisi territory in North Kivu province, the artisanal mining site at Rubaya hums with the sound of generators as piles of white sand dot on the landscape. Thousands of workers extract by hand strategic minerals such as coltan, calciterite, and manganese, essentially for the production of phones, batteries, and other modern technologies. Eastern Congo has been in and out of crisis for decades with more than 100 armed groups, most of which are vying for territory in the mining region near the border with Rwanda. The conflict has created one of the world's largest humanitarian disasters, with more than 7 million people displaced, including 100,000 who fled homes this year. The Rubaya mine and surrounding area are under the control of the M23 armed group. Mines like these have been at the heart of discussions around M23's takeover of the part of Eastern Congo, with the Congolese government alleging they want control of the minerals and are smuggling them illegally to Rwanda.
Masisi territory, North Kivu province. This artisanal mining site at Rubaya hums with the sound of generators as piles of white dust dot the landscape. Thousands of workers extract minerals such as coltan, which are essential for the production of batteries, phones, and other modern technologies. I have been digging for 7 years. I get $40 a month, but that's not enough. Children need clothes, education, and food. When I divide up the money to see how I'll take care of the children, I realize it's not enough. Eastern Congo's mineral resources have been cited as the driver of deadly conflict which has plagued the region for years. The Rubaya mine is under the control of the M23 rebel group. I have been working in this mine for 13 years, and I've worked here under the Wazalendo. When they were here, they would harass us, sometimes taking our minerals and asking for money. We would advance a bit, and then they would take the minerals and set us back. The minerals are one of the issues an imminent deal between Rwanda and Congo seeks to tackle. Kinshasa has proposed a mineral for security deal to Washington. These minerals don't help us. Why? You hear that technophones are made from the coltan we dig, but it doesn't help us. The whole country, the whole world knows that phones are made from the coltan that comes from here. But look at the life we live. We really don't see the coltan we produce helping us. We cannot continue like this. Eastern Congo has been in and out of crisis for decades, with more than 100 armed groups vying for territory in the mining region near the border.
We take a look at sports news. The Football Association of Zambia FAZ President Keith Mwemba has conferred with fellow COSAFA presidents who are amongst the newest to the FIFA circle. The duo comprises Football Association of Malawi President Fleetwood Haira and Zimbabwe Football Association President Nkobile Magwizi, who are in sanction in the build-up to the Thursday's FIFA Congress. Mwemba will be making his debut on the global high table after his election to the first top job on Friday in Kabwe. Magwizi took over the reins at the Zimbabwean Football Association on January 25, 2025, whilst Haia took over office at the Football Association of Malawi in December 2023. The new FAZ president is accompanied by his deputy Mutale Ngandu and Secretary General Ruben Kamanga. As we end the news on Millennium TV, we take a look at the headlines once again. Farmers in NAKONDE district are selling 50-kilogram bags of maize between 120 and 150 kwacha. Government to commission the 102 million-litre fuel depot in Lusaka West. One Acre Fund plans to support 100,000 smallholder farmers with improved seeds, fertilizer and training by 2030. Government says it will not allow the withdrawal of defilement cases. And MATERO Member of Parliament SAMPA says Zambians have realized that former President EDGAR LUNGU offered better leadership than the UPND administration. In international news, Congo's rebel-held COLTAN mines continue to pump all the world's technology. And in sports, Keith confers with fellow COSAFA presidents. Ends the main news on Millennium TV. My name is Nakiwe Simpongwe. Thank you for watching.